started now.
Yeah, because we've got to get notifications off of YouTube that you started.
So,
Yep, there it is. Okay. Anyway, sorry, you were about to say something?
I was just gonna say that I got the Switch Online GameCube controller today.
Oh.
I figured get it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Tails is spent. I think Jaddle said something about like Krista's gonna have to have a talk with Tails.
No, he said that she's gonna have a talk with me because I'm the one spoiling the kid.
Oh.
But yeah, I got the GameCube controller just because my Switch Online, I might be letting it run out like in a few months, but well, I'm not the owner of it, somebody else is, and they're letting it run out. And also I noticed it was in stock because lots of times the Switch Online controllers are out of stock. So it'll be curious to see how many Switch games I can use it with. Like anything that uses the minus button or has to click in the sticks, those are the ones that I wouldn't be able to use it with.
Hey Nick, have you spawned in?
It's loading.
Oh, okay. I was like, I saw Hendrick, like our NPC buddy Hendrick. Wait, so you're not even loaded in yet?
Well, now it's showing me the cutscene.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'll wait for you at the mission spawn, because I have not seen you spawn in yet.
I'm muting my microphone. Also, another reason I got the Switch Online GameCube controller, inevitably people are going to get it working on Dolphin. Because that's the thing with...
Oh, yeah, the game.
Yeah, because the Switch Online controllers do not have natural support with PC, but like all the others have like gotten like workarounds, like fan-made drivers, so like GameCube's gonna get it too. Alright, well now I'm in with you.
Okay, so you have to go ahead and pick up a weapon.
Yeah.
Or which one you're happy with.
Alright, this one... I'll go with this one.
Yeah, I'm happy with mine right now. It kind of reminds me of, it's like a futuristic version of the AK-47.
So you're on a mission to deliver some AK-47s and nuclear payload. Oh.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with that one too.
It's a Major Payne reference.
But I really need to. You know what? That's it. I'm gonna have to make it a mission to get my own physical copy of that.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, the Blu-ray and DVD, especially DVD, are not hard to find.
Oh hey, one of those little rolling pulley things that look like the thingies from Battleship.
Yeah. Oops, someone dropped a pistol, so I have to stay away.
Okay, well, yeah, this is the level where we have to use zip lines.
And the zombies know how to use zip lines.
Still not as funny as zombies knowing how to use big-ass miniguns, a la Resident Evil 5.
Well, those weren't zombies. Like,
Okay, fair
with the
enough.
Las Plagas mutants, like the Ganados from 4 and then the Majini from 5, those were technically just regular humans it being controlled by a parasite.
Yeah, and that parasite somehow enables the humans to split their mouths wide open really easily.
At least only with the Majini. Like with the Ganados, frickin' the parasite. If the host's head explodes, the parasite can stick out of the head and like bite you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to remember Resident Evil 5 because I like Resident Evil 5. It's they're the what are the infected referred to as? Because you have the Ganados and
In 5, they're called Majini, I believe.
Majini. Okay,
Yeah.
because like I only know them by the virus that they're by the parasite they're infected by, which is Boros.
Well, I believe they're called. It's actually just a variant, like an upgraded variant of Las Plagas from RE4, and then.
Well, even Chris Redfield like openly says, you know, these things are behaving a lot like those Ganado detailed in the Kennedy report.
That's what he says. Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's just a variation of the Ganados.
But there are a lot of Ouroboros mutants in that too, so.
Also, Resident Evil 5 shows you could never trust Albert Wesker, because what does he do to Excella?
He gives her Ouroboros, and then Ouroboros rejects her. And anybody who gets rejected by Ouroboros just becomes a blob of flesh, basically.
See, Ouroboros has rejected you. Albert, you said we would change the world together!
And then Chris has to tell Sheva Wesker doesn't give a damn about anyone except himself.
And then the Wesker line I'll always remember is just when like I think you're fighting him in the plane during that QTE event and Wesker just goes I can't remember like what the time frame was, but he's like, in 15 minutes we will be optimal altitude to ensure complete and global saturation.
Yeah, everybody quotes that one.
Well, like, again, like DC Douglas is the voice actor's name, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, that man is a treasure. Like, I will have no problem saying that is legitimately one of my favorite voice acting performances of all time. As far as Albert Wesker.
Yeah, it's a shame that he's not going to play him again.
Honestly, I really wish they would find a way to have Albert Wesker in a Resident Evil story again.
Well, he did appear in RE4 remake, obviously. But it wasn't
I'm sorry, what?
He was in RE4 remake because he was in the original RE4.
Albert Wesker was in the original RE4?
Yeah, I mean, mainly during the Ada campaign, though.
Oh, Ada campaign, which I have never played the Ada campaign original nor remake, and I still haven't even played the remake.
Yeah, well, in the remake itself, he's mostly in the Ada campaign, but he does have a brief appearance, like, in the ending. But it still has...
Honestly, my plan is to do RE4 remake once as soon as I complete Silent Hill remake.
Yeah, like, I will say the new voice of Wesker, I was not very impressed by it, mainly because he doesn't even try to put on a British accent, which was what Wesker was established with since the beginning.
Tell me, and I know, and I'll defend most voice actors as they are people who are really trying.
Yeah.
Lord knows that voice actors don't get enough respect.
Yeah.
But from someone who actually not only has played the game, but is a huge RE fan, how is the voice performance of the new Ada, honestly?
Not the best one, I'll admit. Like, it's not like a horrific tragedy of a performance like some people make it out to be, but some of the criticism that she sounds bored is kind of valid. Like, we're not talking, like, nobody deserves to get harassed or anything, but it's like, yeah, like, even compared to her RE2 remake voice actor, like, it's definitely not one of the better Ada voices we've had. which is pretty unfortunate because she actually had experience playing Ada before. Like, I think she was like one of the motion capture. No, she played her in Welcome to Raccoon City, I think. That was like the latest live action movie they did.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Like, all I know is that she played Ada somewhere. Or maybe she was one of the motion capture actors for one of the animated movies. Like, one of the two.
What animated movies did you
She was only in Resident Evil Damnation.
Damnation was the one with the airport, right?
No, Degeneration was the one with the airport.
Oh, hey, this level again.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to start playing Danger Zone, Top Gun.
Oh, that was from Top Gun originally.
Yeah, the song Danger Zone. It's why they reuse it at the beginning of Maverick, because that song is basically is extremely synonymous with Top Gun.
Is it sad that I first learned of Top Gun through AVGN?
Let me guess, through like one of the awful Top Gun games.
Yeah, the NES game he always played where he couldn't land the plane.
Honestly, the best non-Top Gun game, the best Top Gun game that's not Top Gun is honestly, in my opinion, is Ace Combat Assault Horizon. I don't care what people say about it, because I know like hardcore Ace Combat fans are divided on it, but frankly, I think Assault Horizon is a super fun-ass game.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Top Gun and Ace Combat in the same sentence, because Ace Combat 7 had some Top Gun themed DLC.
Oh, I know, like, to the point where they actually have, like, a Top Gun Maverick edition.
Of the game, when you buy it digital, yeah.
Which, like, have you played Ace Combat 7 at all?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so have you played Assault Horizon?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so the thing, my question being is, are the fighter controls for Ace Combat 7 similar to Assault Horizon?
I think.
Because that was the thing I really liked about Assault Horizon, is how super intuitive it was. Because, like, I think I played one of the older Ace Combat games, at least on the 360. I think it was called, like, Skies of Liberation.
That's Ace Combat 6, yeah.
And just, holy Jesus, I could not figure out that game to save my life.
Yeah. You know, like, Ace Combat, like, I know the first game is actually released in the US under the name Air Combat, because they weren't sure if, like, the term Ace Combat was copyrighted or something by, like, somebody else. But then Namco was later told, no, Ace Combat's okay to use, so starting with the second game, they went back, they just started using Ace Combat. And then...
Oh yeah, Nick, you can land your plane now.
And then, do you know the story behind Ace Combat 3?
No.
So Ace Combat 3 was the first game in the series where they actually tried to, like, give it, like, a story and everything. They had, like these animated cutscenes and everything. And because of that, the game was on 2 discs when it was released in Japan. And then what happened was the game unfortunately did not sell well. So when it came time to localize it in the West, they ended up putting a very minuscule budget into the localization. And part of that minuscule budget constraint was that they could only release the game on 1 disc.
Oh, Nick, mystery box over here for a weapon.
Okay. So with cutting the game down to 1 disc, they completely removed the story. And they also cut, like, at least a third of the missions. So, because of that, the American and European release of Ace Combat 3 is not the proper version of the game. So, the only way to play the proper version of the game is you have to get a fan translation of the original Japanese version. But then, luckily, starting with Ace Combat 4, they kept the story intact and everything.
Assault Horizon, I really like. Assault Horizon has some frustrating missions, but the reason why I really liked Assault Horizon was just it really felt like a perfect entry for newcomers. Like with its like lock-on system and whatnot. I can't remember. Dogfight mode, I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of kept me from buying 7 is because I want to know, like, is it going to feel, are they going to take, did 7 take the vast improvements in gameplay from Assault Horizon?
I mean, I don't remember 7 being that hard to control or anything, so...
Well, and I really hope they have, like, the useful lock-on feature from Assault Horizon.
Well, I thought they did.
Okay, yeah, because having to manually aim in air combat games, I am shit at. Like, my aim when it comes to, like, having to, like, it was almost like aim assist, like Call of Duty aim assist is what I would liken the use of that system in Assault Horizon 2 is basically that.
Yeah.
And it just really allowed me to feel like I was at least competent at the game. So if 7 indeed has a similar system, then next time it's on sale for a good price, I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah. How did you feel about GTA 4's auto aim?
It was fine, I would say. I know you're gonna call me a heretic for this, but I do think GTA's auto aim was better. GTA 5's auto aim was a little better.
I don't know about that, but
GTA 4 is like its auto aim what was perfectly serviceable, and at times it was really useful, especially when I had to like go Rambo in a few sections just to get past it after dying more than a few times. But there were also times where even the auto aim felt a little stiff.
well, in 5, I can't remember if this is the case, but in 4, you could actually sort of aim for different limbs while in auto aim. So what I trained myself to do is anytime I auto aimed, I would lift the right stick slightly up, so I'd be always aiming at an enemy's head. And because of that, I became like kind of a master of headshotting with the auto aim. That said, the PC version with like when you aiming on the PC version is a lot more flexible, especially when you're driving a car.
I really hope there's like a cheat on the PC version, like not like built-in in-game cheats, because I know none of the versions have this, but I really hope somewhere there's like an invincibility mod, because Lord knows if I ever play the PC version, I'm going to need it.
I mean, there probably is some kind of mod out there, but yeah.
I have seen like some GTA 4 mod videos in the past, just by virtue of browsing YouTube, and I think I've seen some people have like I think somebody actually put like
Somebody put the Hulk, somebody put Iron Man. I don't.
And I think with Iron Man, somebody actually implemented rudimentary like mechanics.
Yeah, like I know that the modding scene kind of got screwed up when Rockstar had to update the game to remove Games for Windows Live, but like there's still like hoops you can jump through to like get mods going again. Like same thing for the multiplayer, because the multiplayer was a casualty of the Games for Windows Live removal. Like, I guess, like, honestly, I preferred GTA 4 simpler online. Like, they had, like, a free roam open world thing. They had, like, deathmatch and racing modes and stuff. You could rank up like it was Call of Duty, basically.
Nick, I need you up here.
And...
But, yeah, like, that, I have never played GTA 4's online, but...
I did, back when...
I will probably...
Yeah.
I will probably grant you what you're saying, because I do not like how overly complicated they've made
the online in 5, like, and
oh yeah, it's
that's
so
another reason I kind of don't have much respect for 5, because basically Rockstar has put everything into online at the expense of the single player, to the point where there are rumors that GTA 6 has more focus on the online than the single player.
Well, and I also remember they actually straight up canceled single player DLC.
They did.
The voice actor for Trevor actually revealed that there was actually like he was apparently set to go to have to come in before 9.
Yeah.
For a single player DLC.
And it's like, yeah, people are going to defend it by saying that the online makes billions of dollars, but they make all that money, which basically means we don't have to work anymore. They make all that money, and then they just take that as an excuse. Oh, we're not going to use this to fund more game development. We're just going to take this as opportunity to go on a permanent vacation. No matter how you no matter how you look at it, that is scummy.
Well, and also let's just for some perspective, like why Rockstar seems to think that multiplayer is the only reason GTA 5 was ever successful. When GTA 5 did not have the multiplayer back in its original 360 and PS3 release, GTA 5 made over $1 billion in 3 days with just its single player component.
Yeah.
So Rockstar cannot sit there and tell us that GTA can't make money without just focusing on multiplayer.
Yeah. Not to mention, GTA, like, I know people are going to say it's the point, but the GTA Online is an utter hellscape where everybody just trashes everybody.
Yeah, it's not, like, in public lobbies, yeah, it's not fun at all.
And freaking...
That's why whenever I've done the online, I've always had private lobbies with friends to play.
Yeah.
I will say some of the heists in the online can be pretty fun, but that's really about it, the only fun online content.
And unfortunately, that's the kind of thing where you need friends, because going in with randoms is not going to work, because you really have to plan things out. And you sure as hell can't do them alone.
And I at least do appreciate that they let you, like, what I like about the online mode of 5 is you can really customize characters with a lot of unusual items. Granted, this is me being who I am, but I have a female character that I created for the online mode, and I dress her nothing up on stage for outfits. In fact, you can actually do that, I think, is kind of cool in the online. So I like the clothing customization. The one thing I do wish is that there was at least like a female and a male voice actor for the character.
Yeah, because they're completely silent.
To the point where like some of the characters actually like Lester outright mocked that, and it kind of reminds me, you know, just mocking something doesn't just mocking an issue and then doing the issue doesn't absolve you. It's a lot like Todd Howard when he comes out on back when E3 was a thing, and he was like I think when he back when E3 was a thing, Todd Howard, when he came in and announced Fall 76, he was like, and I've heard our games are a little buggy. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. And I'm like, dude, you cannot just say, oh, ha ha ha, our games are, and then release a buggy ass game.
Yeah.
because I'm not sure if I'm not sure how much you remember, but Fallout 76 was a fucking shit.
Yeah, it was. I remember very well that it Fallout
It was
76.
a shit, and I've actually heard Fallout 76 is actually kind of decent now.
Not,
I have no desire to play it, frankly.
Yep.
Because I hate what they've done to like the skill system. I hate what they've done to bats. And in general, the gameplay just doesn't feel as fun as something like Fallout New Vegas to me, or hell, even the gameplay improvements to Fallout 4.
I remember Fallout 4 actually gave you a character who talked. Apparently, diehard fans did not like that. To the point where they, quote-unquote, listened with Starfield and made your character silent again.
I think the problem with it was, and I want to say these are like the people who aren't just like, oh no, never change anything kind of people, but I think there are people who... The problem with the dialogue system, and it took a mod to fix this, was all the responses were one word, and you had to guess what your character was going to say. Instead of having all the dialogue options spelled out, so you knew exactly what your character was going to say. And it took a mod to where it would actually like show exactly what your character would say in their immediate follow-up sentence. In Fallout 4, without that mod, it's just like sarcastic, agree, disagree, aggressive, and sometimes being sarcastic would actually come across as aggressive, and then that could screw you over in a conversation with a character being like, I don't like how you handled that.
Well, it's like frickin'... If that was people's problem, if that was people's problem, then frickin' they blame it on the voice acting and not on the fact that they didn't put the frickin' responses like how they did in Mass Effect.
Even in Mass Effect, you never saw the entirety of what your character was going to say, but they gave you enough to where you at least could actually like you wouldn't be afraid that the choice was going to screw you over because the choice was misleading.
Yeah. But no, people thought the problem was the voice acting, so as such, Starfield got rid of it, and I guess it's never coming back.
And that kind of makes Starfield kind of boring. Like, I think that's part of what makes Starfield a little boring to play. Also, it doesn't help that I think Starfield has so many goddamn loading screens. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, it's on the cutting edge Series X, and it apparently can't do 60 FPS, and like it's just
not just that, but it's load times. Like, it's load times. I mean, like not just the load times, but the amount of loading screens you're gonna look at. I mean, like honestly, I think people are right when they say, look at something like Cyberpunk 2077. There is barely a load screen in that game, and that's an 80-hour RPG.
And you know, that's the same site. People are going to cite Cyberpunk also for its Switch 2 port. Nearly every big third-party game had to resort to those game key cards or like having a code in the box. Cyberpunk put everything on the cartridge.
It's funny how Cyberpunk started out as basically the butt of everyone's joke when CD Projekt Red first advertised like we'll release it when it's ready, and then when they released it, it was clearly not fucking ready.
Yeah.
But now Cyberpunk actually has kind of redeemed itself. I'm not saying people should ever forget it.
Like it does feel like people. It does feel like people have forgotten about it.
I know, and it's like people remember this did not start out that way. This was a giant catastrophe.
Yeah.
Originally, and it took 3 years, a little over 3 years of work to actually get the game to what it should have been. So please don't forget that.
Yeah.
That being said, it is kind of cool now that Cyberpunk is kind of the gold standard in the sense of like what you can achieve with a massive RPG, because again, barely any loading screen, and also, yeah, a Switch 2 port that fits everything on the cartridge.
It's also kind of cool that you can literally bring your save file to every version of the game. Because if you upload it to the cloud, like I uploaded my Xbox save to the cloud server and I put it on my Steam copy. Like, the only catch seems to be that achievement unlocks do not carry over.
Which, I mean, that's...
I mean, it sort of makes me wonder if I should have put money in the Switch port instead of Steam, but, like, at the same time, people noted that for the people who care, there is a workaround. Basically, anytime you earn an achievement, frickin' just copy your last autosave from before you got the achievement, put it in the cloud, and then just go to the other version and just replay that one bit again.
If you ever do get around to playing, like have you played Cyberpunk now fully updated with its expansion?
Briefly on the Xbox, for a little bit on the Xbox version, then I was also playing it a bit on Steam Deck.
Okay, well, if you ever get around to sitting down and playing the game in full, it is 100% worth it.
I know.
And I say this with all sincerity, the Phantom Liberty expansion is just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't normally play that many DLCs. Like, I barely buy DLC these days. But when Phantom Liberty came out, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm buying that. Because, like, I was hearing the hype about it, I know. But I gotta say, Phantom Liberty DLC does live up to the hype.
I just like how...
Because, like, it's...
I just like how Cyberpunk now has 2 Sonic movie stars in it.
Yeah, Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves. And by the way, they actually give Keanu Reeves a lot more to say as well.
Yeah.
In the expansion. And then Idris Elba's character is really fucking cool in the DLC. And he's a surprisingly deep character, actually. Like, much like Keanu Reeves' character, Idris Elba really has depth to him.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that Keanu Reeves is now doing voice acting for select games. Because he really seems...
Well, I think it's kind of cool, because
Yeah.
honestly, Keanu Reeves has a good voice for voice acting.
Yeah.
And Johnny Silverhand kind of proves that, like, people say Keanu Reeves can't do dramatic bits when it comes to acting. I disagree, especially with Cyberpunk. And granted, voice acting role, but still... like when he has to do the very dramatic moment, Johnny Silverhand is probably a very awesome character.
Yeah, not as good of an example, but I thought he did great as Shadow in the Sonic movie 3.
Oh, he did.
So.
Oh, he did. Honestly, my favorite line is when they're arguing, when Sonic team is just arguing over how they're going to approach fighting Shadow for the first time, and Shadow's response is, "You're a total."
Yeah, that's from the trailer.
And then not Keanu Reeves, but I can't remember if this was in the movie, but I remember it was in the trailer where they first find Dr. Robotnik, and he's of course a fat, lazy slob.
Yeah.
And Knuckles goes, "This is sad, Robotnik, even for you."
Yeah.
Yeah, Idris Elba also is surprisingly solid at voice acting.
Oh, yeah. He's had plenty of voice acting roles.
He was actually in Call of Duty. He was actually a character in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, yeah.
OG Modern Warfare.
Well, that's good.
And actually, even William Fichtner, I believe, was also in Modern Warfare 3.
It's just interesting what celebrities they could roll. Like, it's funny, they don't really get celebrities anymore for the Call of Duty games.
No, they don't. I think the last major celebrities I remember in a Call of Duty game were Stephen Lang in Call of Duty Ghosts and Kevin Spacey in Advanced Warfare. Oh, and then I guess in Black Ops 4. Well, actually, no. Black Ops 4 also had 4 major celebrity voice actors for one of the zombies maps called Dead of the Night. It had Kiefer Sutherland, it had Charles Dance, and there was 2 others whose names I can't think of off the top of my head.
Well, they also had Kid Harington, I think, for Infinite Warfare, but he was only in there for like 5 minutes, so...
Criminally underutilized.
Yeah.
Because, like, his performance was fine as the character. He just didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Fuck, this is the sniper thing. Fuck, I'm down. Shit. Yeah, this is the level of the sniper.
Well, you gotta come over here, because I'm gonna be out in the open. Come, over here.
Oh, shit. There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're good. I think you're safe now. Okay. Okay. Plan of attack is we need to get over to that objective.
I have your plan. Attack.
You know what? I'm running. Okay, I'm here. Now I need to overload it.
I need gun. And I'm down.
Okay, I'm gonna can you crawl over?
There's a thunderstorm going on here.
Ah, shit. I can't help you. Fuck, damn it.
What the hell? Let me pull my gun out for the failure.
But yeah, I had a thunderstorm that rolled through a few hours.
So I don't know if that's the one that's with me now. Oh, I'm down. Fucking zombies.
Jesus fucking Lord, zombies.
I'll show you goddamn zombies.
Okay.
uh.
Clear the area. Okay, I'm running. Running to the objective. There we go.
Oh wow, just teleport to where you are.
Oh, I've been playing The Amazing Spider-Man on Xbox 360, and I forgot that Stephen Blum worked on the comics.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And Ali Hillis is Black Cat.
I forget who was Spider-Man himself.
It wasn't Yuri Lowenthal, but for some reason I thought his voice sounded like Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Oh. Okay, it's a guy called Sam Riegel. I know him for a couple of things. He was the voice of Donatello on the TMNT 2003 series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of his most notable voice acting roles.
Question, did he carry over to the Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yes, he did.
Okay. What was the first time Yuri Lowenthal played Spider-Man?
It may have been the PS4 game, but don't quote me on that. Because, like, I'm trying to think of all the previous voice actors he had. Like, so obviously Christopher Daniel Barnes was the 90s Spider-Man, then Josh Keaton was Spectacular Spider-Man in a couple of the games.
Tobey Maguire, technically, if you count the movie game.
Yeah, then in Ultimate Spider-Man, the PS2 game, he was played by a guy called Sean Marquette, I think. Then in the PS1 game and its sequel, plus like maybe another game or two, he was Rino Romano, who did the voice in Spider-Man Unlimited. Then in the short-lived MTV animated series and also the Amazing Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions, he was played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that animated series he was in. I think I saw a few episodes of that. I just remember that animation feeling very janky.
Yeah, I haven't seen it fully. The only thing I know is that they carry over Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin from Daredevil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice.
Spe-
and invites a lot of questions.
Yeah, especially because that animated series was meant to be loosely tied to the Tobey Maguire movies.
Which would then imply that Michael Clark is originally intended by the Daredevil movie from 2003.
Yeah.
Might also be loosely tied to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Well, you know they were gonna get, in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they were gonna have Hugh Jackman appear as Wolverine.
I remember that, and that idea was axed.
Well, and apparently they got as far as actually getting Hugh Jackman to the set, but then the only reason they didn't do it was because they couldn't get his costume from X-Men. I'm just surprised that they had like the legal clearance to do it.
Well, I remember when they were actually filming X-Men, like the first X-Men, there actually is a behind-the-scenes thing of an actor dressed as Spider-Man coming in and crashing the scene.
Yeah, and it was like kind of a cheap costume too.
Another one of my favorites, like little behind-the-scenes moments is one day when they were filming Spider-Man 2. I think they were getting ready to film like the first tritium reactor scene, like where Otto like the accident scene that they're getting ready to film that. And Alfred Molina walks on the set. He does not know this moment's about to happen. And they walk on the set and they're kind of already filming the scene, but Willem Dafoe is in the animatronic that was controlling the arms.
Oh wow!
And he was actually doing the dialogue that Alfred Molina would have to say in the scene. Where like he's like, and so just imagine Willem Dafoe going and be like, "Stay calm! It's only a spike. It'll soon stabilize." and Willem Dafoe was doing all that dialogue just kind of as a bit to make Alfred Molina laugh.
Well, it's funny because they had good reason to have Willem Dafoe on the set because he does appear in the final movie, like the Avenge Me hallucination thing.
Honestly, that was a pretty smart way to I like think about from a filmmaking perspective. I thought that was a pretty smart way to keep the character in the series.
Yeah. Well.
And then also I also thought it was pretty smart despite how they did it in Spider-Man 3, where after Harry has amnesia, and then the thing that snaps him back to reality is that little voice of "You take it, you're on."
Aye.
I was right about it. And again, I know you and I have talked about it, but I really think there are several qualities that make Spider-Man 3 not the train wreck.
Yeah, I made that clear. Like, honestly, my biggest problem with Spider-Man 3 was probably the fact that it had Gwen Stacy in it, because lots of that movie's writing problems that it has are because of her.
Oh yeah, and I think if I had to critique the writing of Spider-Man 3 in one aspect, it would be I'm sorry, I really find it super fucking frustrating how they wrote the conflict between Peter and MJ.
Like, and especially because a lot of that conflict happens, it is because of Gwen Stacy, and a lot of it happens before Peter gets the black suit.
I know, like, Peter did not have to kiss her, like, he knew damn well that MJ, like, he talks to MJ before swinging into that, like, big event and saying, like, you know, hey, I'm going to be swinging in from there. So he knows she's watching.
And on top of that, when they go to dinner later, he's not able, he just refuses to properly explain it.
And not just that, but like he acts oblivious to like her problem, almost on purpose.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, the writing for Peter and MJ is probably what I would say is the actual writing problem in the movie, because it is super frustrating.
And it's like, I mean, and it's like Gwen Stacy's like the crux behind it, and the main reason I blame her is because she ultimately does nothing for the movie.
And on top of that, like there was no like Peter had no reason to to invite the kiss, and then she had no reason to accept the kiss.
Yeah.
All she could have done is just kind of quietly refuse it and instead hug him.
Yeah.
That would have been innocent. That would have been innocent enough.
That's not a dock towards Bryce Dallas Howard either, because she was trying.
Oh, she was trying her best.
Yeah.
But honestly, outside of that, outside of, and granted that is kind of a big, that writing is a big part of the movie, but I actually think the writing is for the most part is pretty good. Now, in the editor's cut, when they take out the Harry Butler.
Yeah, that was the big thing that the editor's cut fixed for me.
When they took, I agree with taking that out instead, having Harry have to come to terms by looking at that picture of his friends. I think that's more powerful. The scene I don't like that they got rid of though is Rosemary Harris talking to Peter after Peter calls and tells her what he did. Because honestly, not only is Rosemary Harris a phenomenal actress as Aunt May, but on top of that, it was a damn good scene. I don't know why people didn't like that. I get why people didn't like I get why people didn't care for the Butler scene, but the scene where Aunt May has to explain to Peter that sometimes the hardest thing we have to do is forgive ourselves first. It's a really good scene, and I don't get why the editor's cut felt the need to get rid of it. So when I make the decision to rewatch Spider-Man 3, I really have on two minds. Do I go with the theatrical cut, or do I go with the editor's cut? Generally, I go with the editor's cut because overall it is, I think, a slightly better movie.
Yeah.
But there is that one scene of Rosemary Harris towards the end.
Well, frickin', it's like, make a third cut that's mostly the editor's cut, and then it puts that one scene back in.
Well, I guess I could ask you, in the future, to pull a Zombie Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I could actually make a better version of that cut, because now I have a digital copy of the theatrical cut of that movie, so now I don't have to pull it from a choppy YouTube source.
Oh, well, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind a cut of Spider-Man 3 that is mostly the editor's cut, but reinserts the Aunt May scene. Now, I cannot remember if they had a scene to replace it though, the editor's cut, because the scene because they did for the Harry scene, they replaced that scene with the picture scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to watch the theatrical cut again just to be sure.
Yeah, because I don't know if they replaced that scene with something else in the editor's cut.
Yeah.
And of course, even people who like the movie have to admit it, but you cannot tell me all the writing in Spider-Man 3 is bad, but you have just how brilliantly Sandman is written.
Yeah, even people who hate the movie admit that Sandman's one of the best parts.
Well, not only is Thomas Hayden Church's performance simply amazing, but you genuinely can grow to care about Sandman.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really like the scene where Black Suit Spider-Man confronts him, and he's like, remember Ben Parker? The men you shot down in cold blood? And then Sandman's response in a very well acted scene is, what does it matter to you anyway?
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's response is just a loud everything.
Yeah, everything! Hey, Marco! and people say totally like the people only remember like Black Suit Peter and the emo stuff.
Yeah.
When Peter gets the black suit and he has to be Black Suit Peter instead of Black Suit Spider-Man, Black Suit Peter has some very effective scenes.
Yeah.
Like especially when after he kills Sandman, Peter like almost proudly proclaims to Aunt May like Spider-Man killed him.
And then like she's very shocked by that.
Well, and again, Rosemary Harris again is being phenomenal as she is.
Yeah.
Just her scene going, I don't think it's up to us to decide whether someone lives or dies.
Yeah. Rosemary Harris had some of the best acting in those 3 movies.
Oh, I think if again, it's no disrespect to Tobey Maguire or Willem Dafoe or anybody, but I think she is the best damn performance in that whole trilogy. Like across all 3 movies.
Like even though she does have some corny moments in the first one, at least.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
But when she has to be serious or something, or just be the motherly character she is, she's amazing. She's fucking good at it, and I think, and if I had to pick a scene that defines her acting throughout the trilogy, is in Spider-Man 2 when she basically gives the "I know you're Spider-Man" speech, and the way she basically gives him a pep talk about what Spider-Man means to people, like like that kid Henry.
Yeah, like, well, she never directly reveals she knows it, but like she like low key reveals it, I think.
I fully interpret that scene as she knows.
Yeah, like she never outright says it, but like you kind of get that vibe. Because it is normal for Aunt May to like find out about it, but like she keeps it to herself. Like, in the comics, when Aunt May actually passes away, like, right before she passes away, like, and this was kind of adapted into the PS4 game, like, she reveals that she knew he was Spider-Man for a while.
But yeah, so, yeah. Rosemary Harris, just freaking love her. And honestly, her scene in Spider-Man 2, as well as even her scene about, like, and then her scene about, like, it's not up to us whether someone lives or dies, as well as her scene in the theatrical cut of sometimes the hardest thing, sometimes give ourselves first, like, her scenes almost always, like, those 3 scenes almost always make me shed a tear.
Yeah.
Because, like, you just get so wrapped up in it. By the way, speaking of celebrities in video games, since we're talking about celebrities in Call of Duty earlier, you remember who the celebrity was that voiced Maria Tillo in Mass Effect?
Carrie Ann Moss, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
And the way she talks to Fenchep in the Omega DLC for 3, like, you can tell she it really feels like she out of the 2 Shepherds, when she's interacting with Fenchep, she really wants to sleep with Fenchep, I feel.
I would imagine, yeah.
Well, and I think it's kind of outright stated and hinted at that Aria prefers women.
Well, yeah. Honestly, I don't know of any Asari who prefer men in the universe, so... Like, I know Liara can hook up with Male Shepherd, but all the freaking fan pairings I see are with Fem Shep.
Well, I do know, and like there are other Asari. Like for example, Liara's, I guess you would say, father does reveal that she once made from the male Krogan.
Yeah. Because, like, even, like, when you do Samara's loyalty mission and, like, tracking down Morinth is getting with women. But she is willing to go after Male Shepherd, too. So, like, I know with Asari, like, most of them will go after either or, but...
Well, because to them, their species has no concept of gender.
Yeah, they just like who they like. Like I know that extends even to like the Asari themselves. They may all look female, but like they don't have a concept of gender.
Well, and even Liara kind of outright says because of this, some male members of your species commander have an unhealthy obsession with my people.
Well, yeah, because they all look like ladies. I would imagine there's also some women who have an obsession with her people.
But yeah, there's some dialogue though with Arya and the DLC and the Omega DLC, especially if you pick all Renegade up DLC. Actually, at the very end of the DLC, Arya will actually like quickly pull you and kiss you.
I think she does that for Male Shepherd too, but it's like like a much more quick peck. Like that kind of implies that she doesn't. It's like more of an act of respect than like genuine like affection.
Oh and to really further emphasize that, she'll actually like put her hands up and almost have like a look and almost disgusting.
Yeah, like it's like more of an act of like respect than it was like affection. Like I vaguely remember like the comparison cutscene of that. But mainly what I remember of Arya...
I'm down.
I swear that zombie looked like it lunged on you to frickin' keep biting. But, yeah, most I remember of Arya's speech is when you first meet her, like, she announces, "I am Omega," or something like that. And then and then she also says there's only one rule. Don't fuck with Arya. Or something like that.
Oh yeah, I love that line.
It's like one of the...
And then, like...
And that's one of the few times they drop an F-bomb in the Mass Effect games, too.
And honestly, I love her Renegade speech. Again, if you picked all Renegade options and fed into her personality at the end of the DLC when she announces to all of Omega that she's taking the stand.
Yeah.
And honestly, even like the way I play my Shepherd nowadays is really just by any means, like the ends justify the means Shepherd. So she's not like Renegade, and she will make quite a few Paragon choices.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, if necessary, she probably will make some Renegade choices. And at least the way I envision my Shepherd on the Omega DLC is that. Shepherd knows who she's working with, and Shepherd is going to play to that.
Like, generally the rule I follow is that I think Male Shepherd works better in the Paragon route, while Fem Shep works better in the Renegade route. Like, so I mostly do Paragon and Renegade depending on who I'm picking, but like, there's a few times where I'll deviate from that. Like, for example... The Paragon or Renegade action you can do when executing Kai Lang in Mass Effect 3, I could go either or with Male Shepherd.
Oh, I always do.
That to me is... Yeah. Like, because FemShep, I feel like, is always one who would break his frickin' energy blade before stabbing him, whereas Male Shepherd, he could do that, but it's also pretty cool to see him dodge the blade and then just frickin' stab. So...
Well, for me, I just want to flip a bird on Kylan for what he did thing, plus I just love hearing his line. That was for thing, you son of a bitch.
well, you hear it no matter what choice you pick. So... the only difference is whether you break his blade, like parry him, or if you just dodge it before doing it.
Oh, yep, current segment. Ship. He didn't say nothing about bringing an android on board. Why are there two random NPCs titled Alpha?
Also, to give a Paragon choice with FemShep example, when
Oh, Nick down on the side.
frickin' no matter who I'm playing as, Male Shepherd or FemShep, frickin' I have to comfort Tally when she finds her dad and everybody dead in her loyalty mission in 2.
Oh, same. Like, I can never make my and that's why every time I have it really is, I just make my Shepherd more of a, she will use the lot, when it suits her, she will use the logic and justify the means. Because, like, you can't, like, Shepherd realizes you are not going to be, in terms of the politician, the politician, basically. So, like, she's going to do what she really feels is best for the situation. Now, the one choice I can never bring Shepherd to ever do, especially if I have to keep alive, which I don't think is that Rex alive, is I can never sabotage Page.
Yeah.
I can never just willfully lie to Rex because, like outside of Garrus, Shepherd and Rex are just, bros basically.
Yeah.
Except Shepherd, like, they're just bros. Like they're like your bestest friends ever.
And it's like, the Krogan and the Solarians are like the one faction where there's like no way to get a perfectly happy ending on that front, because if you side with Rex and cure the Genophage, then the Solarians are going to be butthurt and they won't support you.
But you still get some.
You get some Solarians, but not all of them. And then, if you sabotage a Genophage, Rex is not stupid. He's always going to find out, and then you end up having to kill him, and then you don't have Krogan support at that point.
Well, you don't lose all of it, but you do lose a good chunk of it now. And then even if Rex is dead and his and his brother Reeve is the one in charge of the Krogan, if you destroy Malin's data, for example, in Mass Effect 2, that's really going to come to you.
Well, it's like, the only way to get equal support from the Krogan and the Solarians is you need to have Rex die in Mass Effect 1, and then you sabotage the cure and disperse it. And the reason why is because, unlike Rex, Reeve is stupid. He's not going to be able to tell that you sabotaged it.
But I think it does hurt you, though, if you don't have the female Krogan shaman alive, from the other clans, and if you have the female Krogan alive, it's at least said she will keep Reeve under control.
Yeah.
So you can sabotage the Cure, letting them think that Cure is a genophage, and then Eve will be there to keep Reeve under control. And then
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, yeah, because it needs to be Reeve in charge in order to find out, and so they never find out it was actually sabotaged.
But then if you do the synthesis ending, it's gonna get Cure anyway.
It's like freaking. But that's still not a satisfactory conclusion because having Reeve in charge means Rex is dead at that point.
Yeah, and honestly, just from a pure perspective, I can't, it's just hard for me to make the willfully make the choice of basically re-engaging genocide.
Yeah, and did you know my very first Mass Effect Trilogy playthrough on the PS3, I did actually get Rex killed in Mass Effect 1 on accident?
Oh.
And it's like I tried to talk him down, but I guess I didn't do enough of the side missions because I didn't have enough Paragon or Renegade points to get those options. So I was trying to talk him down, and I was failing, and then eventually Ashley shot him.
Yeah, no, you have to do the side mission.
Yeah, Ashley shot him because I didn't do the side missions. I mean, that factored into me saving Kaidan instead of Ashley when that choice came up.
I just think Kaidan's kind of... Well, honestly, I really think Kaidan and Ashley are the two weakest characters in the entire series.
If I'm being frank, I prefer Kaidan to Ashley because at least he has a little more personality to him.
Well,
and also, Ashley's a bit of a racist towards aliens.
I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
But they're also but both are frustratingly stubborn when it comes to you trying to explain CERN, trying to explain what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you dumbass. Ashley, we stopped the Reapers together. You know I'm telling the truth.
Like, Kaidan... I mean, Kaidan is just more knowing that Cerberus is bad news. Ashley, it could just be... more well, again, Ashley has those racist against alien tendencies. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but...
Well, I think Ashley is just so gung-ho military.
Yeah. Kaidan, it's like more of a noble quality. Like, he doesn't want to work with terrorists, which Cerberus pretty much is.
Well, it's not pretty much they are terrorists, especially if you do some of the side missions in Mass Effect. You will actually meet a rudimentary version of Cerberus.
Yeah.
And I think if you do said side mission, that actually comes up in a little snippet of dialogue in the second game. Because, I think it's either Luciman or somebody will say, yeah, those people went rogue.
By the way, it's funny how you say Kaidan's a blank slate, because, like, Kaidan you think and Ashley are, like, the least interesting. Well, no, it's funny that you mentioned Kaidan first, because there's these Mass Effect game movies that I've been, like, splitting into episodes, like, some of my video files, and, like, somebody made, like, made TV-style intros of all the Mass Effect games themed after The Expanse, which I know you like, right?
I haven't watched the show. I played
the Telltale game, but you do like that, right?
Yeah.
So, wait, there was a gun here. I wanted to pick it up. Yeah, Man of War. So, yeah, I found out the creator of those videos was overly butthurt about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition to the point where he nitpicked every little thing about why the original was so much better and why the Legendary Edition was trash. And basically what I found out was it was a poorly thinned disguising that he was butthurt that they didn't add the ability to romance Kaidan in the first game. As male shepherd. As male shepherd.
And who was butthurt over this?
Just an editor of the like Expanse style intros for Mass Effect. Like it's like some Mass Effect stuff on YouTube. Because you can romance Kaidan as male shepherd in Mass Effect 3, but not in the first game.
The one thing I will say in a similar to this topic that I am, and again, it really is just kind of a nitpick, honestly, but it's still something I feel like at least is a little more open to criticism, is originally in Mass Effect 2, so back when they were...
Oh, you're talking about Jack, right?
Yeah, Jack was originally intended to be pansexual, and then some executive, whether it was the BioWare executive or EA,
probably EA,
told them no, and made them make Jack, straight.
Yeah, when she very clearly looks like she's not straight, if we're being frank.
Or, well, and sometimes you don't judge a person by how they look, but even...
Well, the way she looks and acts, like, you can kind of tell, like, yeah, but still.
But anyway, so, like, I would have liked to have seen them, like, if they really wanted to put in a little more effort to the remaster on top of what they've done, is I think they should have, like, recoded Jack.
Well, yeah.
And also be romanced by Ben Shep, because, like, I think that's more than fair to talk about.
And, well, see, the argument that people were making, that, like, a handful of, like, butthurt people were making for Kaidan and Male Shepherd in Mass Effect 1 is that apparently Male Shepherd being able to romance, oh, did I take your weapon on accident?
No, it's fine, I did.
Okay. So, originally, in Mass Effect 1, dummied out in the game's files are dialogue romance options for Male Shepherd and Kaidan and FemShep and Ashley. And I don't know, like, apparently, I don't know if they were actually planned to be fully romanced in the original game. There were some claims that said it was only so that the romance, they only code it specifically as it is, like dummy dialogue, just so that, like, the game's internal files would be able to handle the romance between the two genders. But yeah, like, it's unfinished, but modders actually found a way to, like, get some of it functioning. That said, that would create a huge problem with Mass Effect 2, because obviously none of that was coded, and it would have to be heavily modded.
Oh yeah, especially when you meet up with Kaidan on the Horizon.
Yeah. Like, I think modders got it working, but I'd imagine it doesn't look 100% official.
Oh hey, we have a suppressed sniper again.
What the hell is this rifle? Okay.
Yeah, this is back when they tried to make this a stealth section of the campaign. I don't know why.
I'm down.
Oh shit.
I'm coming inside. Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
But yeah, still, like, the fact that they let you romance Liara as anybody, back in 2007, I'm sure raised eyebrows from certain crowds.
Oh, it's still, I'm still remembering when Fox News tried to...
They claim it was like a sex simulator or something.
Well, and their name for it was the Sex Box.
Yeah.
And also, the outright lie they said was Mass Effect 1 featured full graphic digital
which it
And
doesn't.
I'm like, bullshit. And I'm like, bullshit. That is a straight up lie.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, literally the most nudity you see is if you romance Kate or Ashley, is a shot of a side ass. And then if you romance Liara, you see one shot of a side ass, maybe a side boob, and then you see one full shot of her bare ass, and that's it. You never see her tits, you never see her vagina. Like, you never see even, like, full-on split. The only thing you really see with Liara, like, the most graphic thing Liara does is you do kind of see Liara, like, kind of going lower on Shepard, but again, it's not graphically depicted.
I think I'm trying to think of games where, because I can't think of many games that show a person's fully exposed groin area, like where a dick or vagina would be.
The only one that comes to mind is Baldur's Gate
3. Cyberpunk also does it.
Yes, Cyberpunk also does it.
Cyberpunk does it. GTA 4's Lost and Damned DLC does it for one cutscene.
Oh, is it a schlong?
It's a schlong, yep. And...
Let me guess, is it the main character schlong?
No, it's one of your mission givers.
It said mission giver is
No, he's getting a massage. And then he gets up and the towel falls off, and like for most of the cutscene, they only show him from the waist up, but then like in the final few shots of the cutscene, they show it in full view. I'm trying, but they're in the way.
Die.
Fucking stop climbing the fucking wall. Yeah. Might need a new wait. I need a weapon. To quote Master Chief, I need a weapon.
I still think the best Master Chief line is when Ron Perlman goes, Master Chief, what are you doing? And the Chief goes,
oh, it's funny because I think Steve Downes, the voice of Master Chief, actually told the story once. Like, he did Halo, like, just as sort of a gig, because he wasn't really much of a voice actor. Like, I guess he was more of like a radio host. Well, there's only one other voice acting role he did besides Master Chief, and that's when he played Star-Lord in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Notably...
Oh, he was Star...
Like, he played... I think it was Star-Lord he played in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was notably, like, one of the big pre-MCU appearances of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And, yeah, so... And... Yeah, so... He went over to, like, a friend's house, and then... I guess he was trying to impress some of the kids there by how he was, like, a radio host, and then they were like... No, like, obviously they were not impressed by that. But then he later noticed the kids were playing Halo, like the first one. And then he was like to the kids, you know, I played a character in this game. And then the kids were like, oh really, who? And then when he told them who he voiced, suddenly the entire house was surrounded by the kids, adults, everybody who wanted to meet the voice of Master Chief.
Yeah, I still don't understand a game about curious about the story.
We've barely spoken about it this entire time.
Well, just because I'm trying to ignore it because it's so goddamn boring. I'm gonna be very curious what your reactions are when I show you Watchmen and
Rebel Moon, I'm just gonna do that Patrick from SpongeBob sleeping gif.
I feel like with Rebel Moon, that phrase, that comic camp in The Walking Dead, I don't know, doesn't have to think about it. I can tell you what.
Alright, I have to correct you on that. Don't really know. Still thinking that over. Won't be good, I can promise you that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna guess that that's gonna be your reaction.
Well, then the thing is, I have your punishment in mind, so...
Oh dear God.
So... But yeah, I could just imagine Rebel Moon, you're gonna be like... That, like, I'm gonna partially try to paraphrase the SpongeBob scene, frickin'... I present you Zack Snyder's masterpiece, Rebel Moon. Yeah, Rebel Moon, alright, yeah! Netflix presents a Zack Snyder film.
Hey Nick, can you lay some fire on that robot so we can go into the orbit and start rockets at it? Okay. Go.
I need a vehicle. I just like how you played Terminator 3 The Redemption. You're like, yeah, it's not that bad of a game. And then I find out you were using the invincibility cheat the entire time.
And I was using the crap out of safe.
Oh, the save states was what I forgot about. Yeah.
And even then, I eventually agreed with you. Yeah, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, like the fact you had the save state scum your way through should say everything.
Well, yeah, because like there are some sections that where it's not so much the enemies you have to fight; it's just the fucking design of the levels that are
And like, yeah. Did you ever watch the review I made for it?
Oh, I did.
Wow.
It was great. I loved how you lose your mind at it, like growing increasingly frustrated. And also, I enjoyed the story of like what you went through just to get a copy of the game.
Yeah, frickin'. I tried, like, frickin' the Rise of the Machines game just refused to frickin' exist for me. And then frickin' even an attempt to get a copy of the Redemption, instead I get frickin' Sonic Riders. That was the magic of buying games from Amazon at the time, because there was never a picture, you didn't really know what you were gonna get. That's why I don't buy retro games from Amazon anymore, and I don't even think most people sell retro games on Amazon anymore.
One goof I had from Amazon, and it's kind of one that's always kind of disappointed me, is for my birthday one year, I actually asked for a vinyl of the Lion King soundtrack, like the live action Lion King. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. But I still liked at least the music in isolation of the scenes, and so I wanted that on vinyl, and so I put that on the birthday list when my mom asked me for a list.
Yeah.
And she ordered it from Amazon twice, because twice in a row they did not send the correct vinyl. they sent some other random ass file instead of what was actually being ordered, and then eventually I kind of just told mom, just give up on it because like it's clear Amazon wasn't getting it right.
It's like freaking the exact same thing happened to me when I was ordering you something. I was trying to get you a My Cousin Vinny Blu-ray. Instead, they send you a PAL DVD of Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, that was you.
That was me. And you thought for a moment that was like the joke gift I was getting you, like how we got like the bad movies for each other as jokes.
Yeah.
And, like, you thought that was the joke gift I got you. No, the actual joke gift I got you was the Emoji Movie.
And shockingly, that Monster Hunt, fuck, what was that?
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive. Wow, I already forgot the title. But yeah, funny enough, that Maximum Overdrive copy actually played on my Series X.
Wow. But yeah, and then I
was actually fairly region free.
Well, I found out that I have either a Dutch or a German DVD of the Denzel Washington movie Deja Vu. That was region 2. It would not play on my Series X.
Well, I got lucky with the Maximum.
Yeah. And then frickin', that's when I had to go to eBay, and that's when I got you like a double pack Blu-ray of My Cousin Vinny and some other thing.
Oh, so I think it was Cyrus with John C. Reilly and Marissa Tomei.
Yeah. Marissa Tomei was obviously the connecting tissue.
Which obviously I quite like Cyrus.
Yeah, I wish I got a copy of it, but instead, I got a My Cousin Vinny Blu-ray in a triple pack with 2 other movies called Back to School and City Slickers. Those 2 I have not watched.
Back to School, the one where Joe Pesci goes to Harvard?
No, it's the one where Rodney Dangerfield goes to school.
Okay, because I've seen a clip of a movie where Joe Pesci is going to Harvard.
I have to find out what movie Joe Pesci could have been in to have done that.
I think it's a movie of Fraser, I want to say.
Alright, I'm trying to look at... Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, I have to find out.
I didn't accept that he was dead. I knew that fucking document.
Oh, I may have asked you this already and your answer might have been no, but when playing GTA 4, you never came across Burger Man?
I don't think I did.
Oh.
Mainly because I was kind of focusing on just getting the mission done.
I know that the mission where, like, you have to do a street race with Brucey, that actually brings you to the hospital where Burger Man's located. And you ride right past him when you go at the starting line.
God, I did not like that movie. Like, racing in that game is not fun, honestly. Having to race.
I had trouble with that racing mission for a while.
Yeah, that game is just not built for a race.
That's one of the things people often criticize about 4. They don't like the driving mechanics. I personally just got used to them.
I got used to them, but I still don't like them. But yes, I will say I got used to it. Like, And again, I know it's heresy because, like, I know you.
Well, I know 5 is said to have better driving mechanics and everything. Honestly, my problem with the driving in 5 is, well, in general, I don't like 5's escape the police system compared to how it is in 4. And
I'm trying to remember, what's 5's?
So 4 has like a radius system where like the higher your wanted level is, you have to get out of the radius or you go to a pay and spray when out of sight of the cops. In 5, you just generally have to be out of sight. And the like there is no radius in 5. Like, you generally just kind of have to sort of be out of sight, and the amount of time you have to be out of sight is pretty frickin' long. Often, it's very frickin' long. And, like, so if you're in, like, the middle of a city environment, like, you have to, like, be in an alley and just hope the cops don't find you, and, spoiler, they usually do, because they always home into your location. And driving away is not as easy because they don't have the radius system. And there's another thing that fucking makes it extremely annoying. Pedestrians driving their cars love playing vigilante. Like, when you're, like, speeding on a highway trying to get away from the police, like, hoping that they eventually lose sight of you, random people driving their cars just love changing lanes at the most opportune times, trying to ram you off the road.
Yep.
And it is one of the most frustrating things about trying to escape the police in 5. And it doesn't help that the police are a lot more aggressive in 5. Like, in 4, yeah, you rile them up by just simply bumping their car or, like, punching them or something like that. In 5, simply looking at them funny could get you a wanted level.
I know some people joke that if you're playing as Franklin, that's kind of true life.
I guess, but then another thing with 5 is that the police in 5 are very, very quick to pull out their guns, whereas in 4, at a 1-star level, they usually they only shoot at you as like an absolute last resort. Usually, at a 1-star level, they only go in to arrest you. It's not until you hit 2 stars that they start shooting normally. And that's another thing. Watching NPC interactions in 5 is not nearly as fun. Because in 4, you can actually trick an NPC into agitating the cops, and then the cops go after them, and it's always...
I had that happen a few times.
And it's always fun to see what the cops are gonna do, because you can never predict it. Like, they might chase them down, but the pedestrian might try to get away, or the cops might arrest the pedestrian, or sometimes they will shoot. 5, they always shoot. Like, there isn't even a variety to it, they just shoot. And also, fist fighting in 5 is way too simplified. Like, 4 has a pretty complex, like, hand-to-hand combat system, including, like, a knife and a baseball bat you can wield. 5 is mash button to win.
I barely use melee in GTA 4 because...
Well, most of the time it's not required, but that said, Ballad of Gay Tony does have an underground cage match minigame that fully explores it.
Is it required?
It's... There's one story mission where you have to do it, but it's only like 1 or 2 fights you have to do, but then you could go back and do it more expanded as a mini game. Like, I will say, Ballad of Gay Tony has quite a few quality of life improvements over the base GTA 4. They do. They very much do. Also, Ballad of Gay Tony was the first game in the series, first story in the series. Like, you know how 5 has, like, a ranking system and, like, objectives to do for each mission? The Ballad of Gay Tony did that first.
Now, I'm probably asking a dumb question, but is Gay Tony gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a bit of a drama queen, too.
I'll be honest, Brucey, not Brucey. Actually, no. Like I know what he's supposed to be a parody of, but like Brucey and Bernie got on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, Bernie is like a gay stereotype, pretty much.
Oh, a flagrant stereotype. It's to the point where and I'm sorry, but I kind of have to say this. I genuinely could not tell whether with Bernie. That Rockstar was just like doing a gay stereotype, or if they were actually being homophobic.
I don't think they were trying to be homophobic, but it was more likely just a stereotype. And to alleviate your concern, Gay Tony is not a stereotype. Like, he's an actual character with depth. Also, I should let you know, Gay Tony's not your player character in Ballad of Gay Tony.
Oh, he's not?
No, you're playing as his bodyguard, Luis Lopez.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, you in GTA 4's campaign, I doubt you remember, you do actually get a few missions where Nico crosses over with the player characters from Lost and Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony.
Oh, I remember the Lost and the Damned, especially the one where that guy fucking stabs you in the back during one mission because, like, he basically, like, leaves you not for dead, but he basically leaves you to fend for yourself.
Which mission is that?
I'm trying to remember. It's like, I think you're going to meet some Jewish mob.
Oh, so the museum one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the one mission in the entire game where all 3 player characters meet each other. Because Nico goes there to do the deal with Johnny, who's the main guy from Lost and Damned, and it's Luis who crashes the deal. Like, he's the guy with the AK who appears in the window.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, if you remember the bank heist mission, Luis was there too. Like, you know the guy who shoots one of Packy's friends?
Yeah.
The guy he speaks to before he pulls out the gun and starts shooting, that was Luis.
Oh.
Also, you know the rich bitch that you take hostage to get the diamonds? The one...
God.
Yeah, her. The one who comes... The guys who come to collect her are Luis and Gay Tony.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so help me out. What's the timeline of Lost and Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony?
So, Lost and Damned starts around the time of, like, GTA 4's, like, start, and it ends maybe, like, 2/3 of the way through. Ballad of Gay Tony starts with the bank heist mission, which that's about, like, halfway through the game, and it actually...
Oh, shit.
And then Ballad of Gay Tony actually goes a little bit past GTA 4's ending.
Oh.
So...
Now which ending does it take?
It does. You don't find out. Like, they don't tell you. Like, that's so you could go with either ending.
By the way, I think the main reason why... damn it, I'm cornered. Damn it. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah.
But I think the main reason why I took the deal is because, Roland was kind of basically begging me, and I was trying to make Roland happy.
Yeah, and that made you feel depressed when you found out you were gonna get the money anyway, just after the deal fell, after you took revenge and everything. Well, it's a tragedy, so.
Well, yeah, GTA 4 in general is a story that I would definitely classify as a tragedy.
Because even if you don't take the deal and you take revenge on Dimitri, because that's what would have happened if you didn't take the deal. You just would have killed Dimitri right away. And then Pegorino would have crashed Roman's wedding, and he would have fired an AK. His exact words are, "You fucking double-crossing piece of immigrant shit!" As he fires an AK into the crowd, and then one of the bullets hits Kate.
Is it just me, by the way, or did Mr. Pegorino look like Martin Scorsese?
That might have been intentional, like making his likeness kind of look like Martin Scorsese.
And he even sounded like Martin Scorsese. Like, it wasn't, but it sounded like
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that was intentional.
It probably was, because Rockstar is like very parody-like that.
Well, not just that, but it's clear, especially GTA 4, takes heavy inspiration from Martin Scorsese movies as well as Michael.
Yeah.
I mean that bank heist mission literally was a one.
Yeah, it was a recreation of the Heat heist. But
And that actually was the best mission in the game.
yeah, even though it was pretty long and you had no checkpoints looming.
And surprisingly, I did okay with it.
Yeah.
I actually did not die.
Well, it helps that you have two pretty competent NPC partners with you.
Well, and they give you a full strap of body armor and a fully loaded assault rifle.
Yeah. Now, if there's anything I could give the deal ending credit, it's that killing Dimitri does feel like a more satisfying, like, tragedy kind of angle than killing Pegorino in the ending is. That said, Pegorino does still have, like, a layer of tragedy to it. It's just that, like, the speech Nico gives before... the last speech Nico gives, like, to Dimitri has, like, a lot more impact than it does the speech he gives to Pegorino, because, like... I mean, you know what Nico says to Dimitri, but to Pegorino, basically, he gives a speech about how everybody thought Pegorino was pathetic, and he thought it was funny. But then he shoots Pegorino, and then, like... So, Roman helps you in the Pegorino version of the mission. Like, he's there with Little Jacob, too.
Okay, so Little Jacob and Roman.
So it's Little Jacob and Roman in that ending. And, like, after Pegorino's dead, Roman actually has, like, a pretty optimistic speech. He's like, "Cousin, we did it! We won! Now we can start making money now! Freely!" But, like, you could tell Nico's still not happy because, well, Kate got killed. But yeah, Rockstar themselves kind of low-key hinted that the revenge ending is what's canon. Because in GTA 5, there's a little Easter egg where you can see Nico's Life Invader profile. Like, Life Invader's like their parody of Facebook. And you can see that he has Roman added as a friend. So... considering Life Invader did not exist in GTA 4, at least I'm pretty sure it didn't, obviously Nico would have had to have made that profile after, 4's events. I'm getting a new weapon. Okay, this looks good. Or as Arnold would say in Terminator 3 The Redemption, I need a vehicle.
The vehicle.
I require a vehicle.
I think sometimes I don't think Arnold voiced himself in the Redemption.
I don't think he
Sure
did.
At times I know, but I think I heard at times they actually do use Arnold's voice.
Yeah, namely when they were pulling clips from the movie.
Yeah. Which I gotta say, one of my two least favorite missions in that entire game were the race to get to the gas station or town or whatever before the TX-100. And it was towards the beginning of the game, and you're driving a truck, I think.
Yeah, the pet store truck, right? Or the vet truck, right? Yeah, I hate that one too, because literally it says shortcuts will help in catching up to TX. They are all mandatory. If you miss a single shortcut, you might as well reset.
Yeah, and that's why after every shortcut, I save scum number 5.
Especially because those shortcuts are easy to miss on your first run. Like, you have to be actively looking for all of them.
And I think another one that and then my other least favorite mission is when you're like invading Skynet and you're on like some hover thing and you're having to like.
Oh my god, that one. Oh my god, yeah.
That one is that one I think is where I finally threw up my hands and I just kind of had to say to mentally the game developers, fuck you and your stupid asses, you goddamn pieces of shit, you fucking morons. This fucking level hurt. This fucking level sucks. You people are fucking stupid.
And, I mean, to me, the final level where, like, you're trying to get John and Kate into the bunker, like, I found the TX throws so much shit at you, you practically have to kamikaze, like, the truck she throws at you just so you can keep up with everything else she's throwing at you. And it's like, thank God I had the invincibility code.
Yep, thank God I was using that from the beginning.
And, yeah, but meanwhile, you have everybody saying, oh, this is the best Terminator game by far. No. To me, before Terminator Resistance, the best Terminator game was the Sega CD one. But you were saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, Terminator Resistance.
Yeah.
The only good thing, what are the only legitimately good things about the Redemption is that it looks good.
It does.
That's about the only thing, and there are a handful of gameplay segments where I was kind of having fun. But no, it is overall a maddeningly frustrating experience to play.
Yeah.
And honestly, it almost makes me feel bad at times for shitting on GTA 4.
Yeah, suddenly GTA 4 doesn't sound so bad when you're thinking about it.
Although, to be fair, with Redemption, I was able to mitigate some of the save scum.
If you could get our PCS3 working on your eventual Mega Machine, then you could save scum GTA 4. I'm trying to look up a movie with that Joe Pesci and Brendan Fraser together. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure, I think Brendan Fraser is in it, but I could be wrong.
Dude.
Damn it.
Well.
There we both go.
Yeah, don't worry about GTA 4 and Burger Man. I'll demonstrate him a little bit for you when you come visit.
Oh, speaking of the word burger, so at the school I worked at last year,
Yeah.
or last school year, I was talking to one of the social studies teachers, and he actually told a pretty hilarious story that, so one day, and it was a little bit ago, he said for like one end of the year thing, there was a student, I think he was 8th grade, brought in like a portable grill
Yeah.
on the last day of school to his to another social studies teacher homeroom, and so a student and this teacher I was talking to and apparently they were streaming it on social media, and a student in this teacher's classroom was like, "Oh my God, they're cooking boigas in Mr. Law's room," and it's just the way they said burgers, boigas.
That doesn't be how my dad pronounces it. When he says burger on its own, he says it fine. He just says burger. When he's making cheeseburgers, then that's a different story. He said he's gonna if he's doing cheeseburgers and hot dogs, he's gonna ask you, Miles, you want a cheeseburger? Yeah, he says cheeseburger.
I mean, I'm not sure what your dad's sense of humor is like, but I'm tempted to respond one, please, just hold the snot.
He probably will have a sense of humor about it. As long as like, I guess as long as like he can detect you're having a sense of humor about it, but yeah, he has a sense of humor, so especially if he.
I just don't want to inadvertently piss your dad off.
No, being outwardly disrespectful is when you would piss him off. Like if taking stuff without asking, or like making him pay for something, like stuff like that. I will say my ma is easier to piss off than my dad, though, but that's just my ma.
Is your mom nice to interact with, though?
Yeah. But, like, again, it's like, you do, like you just be kind and courteous, like, you do, like, your pleases and thank yous, like, if you need access to something, you should probably ask them about it. Oh, yeah, like, they'll have dinner covered, my mom and dad. Though we're probably gonna go out some nights.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. That said, when it comes to me cooking, I've never really cooked meat before, but I can do pasta. I've cooked pasta before.
And I know you like Alfredo.
I've never gotten Alfredo sauce to mix in pasta, but I'd imagine because I always cook pasta by boiling it, and then I mix whatever I want, like in a bowl after I drain it and everything. But yeah, I could cook pasta. I am almost tempted, because I know you and Jad are going to want to do cooking when we're over there. I feel like I should try cooking like a pasta dish or something, just so I'm not being the lazy one or something. Like, I don't know.
No, I think it's fine. Like you don't necessarily have to cook anything. I'm sure you'll be able to make some.
Yeah.
But like, no, the thing I do with Jado whenever I visit him to just like be helpless, I just always help him with dishes. And I try to help with prep, so like whatever prep work he needs me to do.
Yeah.
So like if he needs me to cut raw chicken, cut raw chicken, I'm like, okay, give me the knife, give me the blade.
Mm.
And then whenever we're cooking, we almost always put Hell's Kitchen on the background.
Well, of course. I mean, it's because of him. Like when I got stranded at his house for a day when my flight got delayed. That's when he got me watching Hell's Kitchen. Well, no, before I was.
You watched the whole Raj.
Yeah, and when I got home, I ended up watching the whole Raj season.
God, Raj is a dumbass.
I actually found out that apparently he was still working as a chef, like to the present day. Also, he lost a lot of weight.
Oh, wow.
So, like, he's actually doing pretty good for himself, as far as I know.
But then, like, what's her name, Sabrina or something?
I don't know what Sabrina's... Like, Sabrina was a bitch. Oh my god.
Oh, she was. And the whole waterworks show she would put on.
Like, anytime she thought she was going to be eliminated, like, oh my god. And I feel like they kept her around on purpose just because it gave the show material.
Oh, if you hated her, there's a season I started watching with Jado, but we didn't get far into it, so we may just that may be the season we start the three of us watch together. But there is a season with a woman who is and I repeat this in the strongest of terms, is the bitchiest woman you will ever see in your entire life.
Oh my god.
Her name is Elise, and her only redeeming quality is that she is a hot muscle mommy.
Ah.
Outside of that, she is a massive fucking bitch, and I wish I could strangle her.
Like, there's only one big contestant from, like, a season I haven't watched yet that I remember. There was this one lady who sort of rage quit in the kitchen, and she was actually doing really good up until that point. She rage quit in the kitchen, and she wanted to quit the show, but then she realized how mad she got, and she had a change of heart, and really wanted to stay, but she knew that she had passed a point of no return with Gordon Ramsay, so at that point she had to leave.
Yeah, and I think she tried to come back and Gordon told her to fuck off.
I don't think Gordon went like that. Gordon more went like, yeah, you blew your chance. Why did you do that? And I mean, it's up to you, but it's like, yeah, like at this point, like she knew she wasn't in his good graces anymore. And it's funny because that very same episode had Stan Lee, I think, as a guest star because he was there at the restaurant.
Also, that's the episode where Stan Lee is in because, like, I have a Hell's Kitchen cookbook which I've actually made. My family made 3 dishes from.
Yeah.
And there is a page in the book that actually lists all like the major celebrities that have been that were on Hell's Kitchen when the book was published, which was in 2014.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, because of the freaking pasta and the trash scene, I feel like... I mean, if Jado's willing, I could try cooking a pasta dish of some kind, just I don't know what sauce that you would want me to put on it.
Just if the noodles aren't great, just put them back in the water and keep boiling them. Don't throw the noodles in the trash.
Well... The only thing I'd be concerned with is, because I think Jado uses an electric stove, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a gas stove.
Well, the principle's the same.
Yeah, just from experience trying to do pasta at my cousin's house, who also has an electric stove. Electric stoves, I think the water takes longer to boil compared to gas stoves. Yeah, like, at the same time, my cousin's stove barely ever gets used, because they almost never cook in her house.
Oh hey, we're in that Egypt mission where in the main camp.
At Ramses Station, what is this, Prince of Egypt?
Well, this is the one where we got the vague reference to Raul Menendez. Which apparently Raul Menendez is coming back in this year's Call of Duty.
Black Ops 7?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because, yeah, this one is supposed to be a formal sequel to Black Ops 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're getting David Mason again. I mean, I'm not excited for whatever story they've got because I know it's going to be unfinished in the campaign itself.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm only going to be playing it via Game Pass, and then once I complete the campaign, we'll probably...
Yep. I don't even have Game Pass. Like, it's just so funny that Microsoft, especially with all their cutbacks and everything, I've had, like, barely any reason to use my Series X.
Well, apparently, like, even, like, one of their even one of their biggest well-known studios, the people that make the Forza Horizon games, are also based.
Yeah, they lost half their workforce, I heard.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Forza Horizon is like one of your best still exclusive series.
From what I can tell, the only studios that were not affected as far as... Well, I think 343 might have been hit, but then the Coalition, who...
Well, 343 was hit.
Yeah, and then the only studio I haven't heard any cutbacks to was the Coalition, who works on Gears of War.
Well, yeah, because they got a big Gears title coming up, I think.
Like, the only Gears of War title I know of is they did yet another remaster of the first game, and this one's coming to PlayStation, and if they make a physical copy of that, I would buy that on PlayStation just for the lulz. I wanted to do that for Forza Horizon 5, because that also got a PlayStation port, but sadly the PS5 version was digital only.
Oh, by the way, random topic, but I was rewatching Jaddo's Walking Dead Destiny's review. At the ending, I laughed hysterically out when as David has come in, he brings in tales. He's like, I took your blue waifu's son trick-or-treating. Your channel's lore is weird.
Yeah. Has the same vibe as that one Ed, Edd n Eddy clip where Eddie just says, Ed, your story's getting weird.
What episode was that? 'Cause, like, that sounds vaguely...
That's the episode where the Eds get stuck in Johnny's wall, and they all take turns explaining the story of how they got there. And, like, basically, the episode is a deep dive into how each Ed's mind works.
Ed, your story's getting weird.
So, Eddie's, like, basically, if you piece the stories together, you you don't really get a clear picture of exactly what happened, but like from piecing the stories together, basically the scam of the day was a Jawbreaker vault. It might have worked at first, but then Eddie fucked up and chased away all their customers as usual. So Double D got fed up with both Ed and Eddie and started yelling at them over how they always mess up the scams. Then the Cankers started rampaging through the cul-de-sac and were chasing after the Eds, and then the Eds went into Johnny's wall to hide. Just insert the Patrick sleeping gif. I'm gonna give it to you on Discord.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, back to what I anticipated from Rebel Moon. There's definitely a few scenes where I'm probably going to be just looking for your facial reactions, especially some of the dialogue. Because there is some dialogue in part 1, the director's cut, that Corey Stoll has to say, and it is just the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, you thought the let's smoke some weed line from Jurassic World Rebirth gave me the Ice Cube face. There's a line Corey Stoll has in Rebel Moon Heartland director's cut that what he says, I'm going to be very curious to see your reaction. And also, when Jado and I reviewed like the two movies on you know, for as an interview, which by the way, just because of the timing of when I visited him and I showed him Rebel Moon, I told him that the PG-13 cuts were available, so he got spared the agony of the director's cut.
Yeah.
But when we were reviewing the two parts, honestly, most of us couldn't remember couldn't remember most of the characters. I remember like two, Ed Screen's character, Admiral Noble, and Sophia Boutel's character.
You can't even remember her name now.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Cora, but anyways.
Alright, no slandering Legend of Korra.
But anyways, when we, so when we were trying to remember, like, Charlie Hunnam's character, just because of, like, who he's clearly trying to be, Shadow just took to calling him Ha Solo.
Oh, ha.
As a play on Han Solo.
Ha.
Ha Solo. And then the ship that Ha Solo flies, we just took to call him not the Millennium. And also, like, the part that's really frustrating in the director's cut is that it gives a few more. It only gives maybe like a couple more minutes of Cary Elwes' character. And I'm like, you do not waste Cary Elwes. You respect Cary Elwes.
Yeah, especially after you help him with a book sign. Hey, I got dual wield. I approve dual wield. It just stunned me how last year there were a lot of projects where Cary Elwes just used his natural British accent.
Oh yeah, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
The Knuckles TV show.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, he is. He plays the dad of the doofus police officer.
Hey Nick, probably after this mission,
That's fine.
And then we'll for sure find a day, either once again this week or sometime very early next week to wrap this up. We should be able to wrap this up.
Yeah. I hope I get a chance to play Tower Unite with you, too. Because I felt bad for sitting out yesterday.
No, you take care of yourself, Nick. That was important. You take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Nick, like, you guys did the same for me. Like, you respected my choice whenever I told you, like, I couldn't do Skull and Bones one night.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, since it sounds like you had fun with Tower United, I do hope we get a chance for all four of us to do it. Well, Alma said it wasn't that important yesterday because she wanted to show you like all the basics.
I probably had the most fun when, like, we were in the arcade because there's a trivia game that has some pretty fucking obscure.
Yeah, she showed me that once because I played with her like solo a couple of times.
Although there was one question of what was the release date of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Did you have that in mind?
Well, I knew it wasn't C or D. C or D said 2009. I knew GTA 4 was 2008.
Yeah.
And I think it was June or July that I did it, or it was April. I can't remember when I guessed, but I know I got it right.
Yeah, I think it was like April or May that it came out. Because
April, yes, April. I chose April.
Because I remember I was like I was in, I think, 6th grade when it came out, and I vaguely remembered other kids talking about it. That was like the first time I learned of Grand Theft Auto was through the Simpsons game, of all things. Because one of the big plot points of the Simpsons game was a parody game called Grand Theft Scratchy. And then Grand Theft Auto 4 came out shortly after the Simpsons game, and then, yeah. Alright, so we're done now?
Oh, no, this is still the same mission.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna complete this. Oh, yeah, you remember this?
Yeah.
Spike launcher.
I'm gonna pick the mission. Oh. Like the spikes frickin' ragdoll them big time. Where are you?
I'm on the outside of the wall, so it doesn't come through the wall.
Dude.
You got me. Okay, yep, we gotta go plant these spikes.
Oh.
That was the gimmick of this mission, that we have to take these things and plant shit.
So, how do you feel that you're gonna meet the dogs?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Especially Nico.
Yeah, he's gonna be nice to you, I know it.
Maybe I'll say to Nico, hey Nico, how's Pocahontas?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna understand that. The one name he will understand, I'm gonna tell you, is Uncle Wally.
Did you say Uncle Wally is who like beats it sometimes stuff you
Yeah. He knows the name Uncle Wally. Well, Uncle Wally's the one who bought him originally. And, like, very occasionally, he goes on vacation with Uncle Wally.
Damn it, I'm down. God damn it, real people. I'm over here in the corner.
And see, the girls, Mochi and Baby, they are technically Uncle Wally's dogs. The only reason they stay with me is because he works, so he can't take care of them all the time. Oh, that's what you do. I thought you had to shoot them with the fucking thing. Boom.
Oh shit, where are you?
Over here.
Over here!
Oh.
Alright!
Over here! Alright! Over here! Alright! Over here! Jado said you and him tried the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue game on PS1 briefly.
Yeah, we could not figure out where the fuck to go.
Yeah, frickin'. Still, you were playing the far better game than the N64 one.
Oh god.
Yeah, the N60. If you can believe it, the N64 one's like 10 times worse.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the over here all?
That was the one. Yep.
Over here. Alright.
I mean, when we're over there, I could show you the Lightspeed Rescue game a little bit because I've beaten it. next scene from my teenage boy movie. Do you know that was legit something Michael Bay said, like, when responding to criticism?
Yeah, that he makes movies for teenage boys, and apparently, well, I mean, you know, Paramount is seriously considering bringing Michael Bay back. Is like, love him or hate him, he technically, out of the 5 Transformers movies he did, 4 out of 5 of them were box office successes.
Yeah, and they were like the first ones.
And since then, none of the Transformers movies have been that super successful.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just funny. And of course, people are doing memes like the Thanos meme from Endgame, where he's like, you couldn't live with one failure. Where did you impact?
Got some ammo.
I'm so glad I got Giallo to review G.I. Joe Galactic Cobra.
Oh yeah, frickin'. I promise to get him a recording of the movie so you can use clips in the review. So I may need to do that soon.
Apparently on Amazon, Giada was telling me that the movie only lists Dennis Quaid as the film's only major star.
Aye.
And I'm like, I think Channing Tatum was at least kind of established by then, and then certainly Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
God, Marlon Wayans. Like, and the tragedy is, Marlon Wayans is actually a pretty good actor when he's not doing bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it's even more tragic that Damon Wayans' career frickin' ended way before Marlon Wayans.
Well, Marlon Wayans actually does still get a few acting jobs, but like,
Yeah.
he's actually way better in dramatical. Seriously, if you ever get a chance, watch the director's cut of Requiem for a Dream, which he is in as like,
Yeah.
which she is in, and really good in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
And maybe it's because he was working with a really good director in Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, well, frickin'. It's just, but I still think it's tragic that Damon Wayans got a few box office bombs in the mid-90s, and since then, he's pretty much never been in movies. He's only been on TV.
Which is good. I mean, like, he still gets steady work in TV.
Well, kind of. The only TV thing I know he did is that he did the Lethal Weapon TV show. He played Danny Glover's role.
We know how this ends. Yeah, he's freaking pale on a piece of rebar. He's dead.
He's dead. Expired.
Resnov's dead, Mason. Do you hear me? He's dead. You're right. We're out of time.
Ay, 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 this mission's never, ever gonna end.
Okay, we'll find a fucking rocket launcher. One of these.
Oh, wait, because I have the blood thingamajig. Oh, I have out. Okay. Get over here. There we go.
Where are you, rocket launcher?
Well, I found one.
Okay, well then I'll take care of the rocket bullet.
Okay. I need ammo, 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 ammo.
There should be plenty of ammo boxes.
Yeah. Dude, the zombies.
Okay, Schnick, I'm gonna lay down the fire on the robot. You ready to fire?
Yeah.
If you're firing your rockets, do not fire. Okay, fire at him now.
Alright, now. Now. Get out of the way. Use bullets! Aye.
Yep, you need to use bullets to bring it up.
I didn't notice the icon went away.
Okay, so I'm gonna start laying bullets. And then that's and then down.
That's one of Nico's quotes when you aim a gun at somebody. He just goes, "You want a bullet in you?"
Okay, Schnick, now.
Goddamn. Alright, nope.
Okay, do you have ammo for that thing?
Yes, I still have rocket ammo.
Okay, good.
I just killed somebody, I think, on our side. That is what zombie paranoia do to you. Freaking get off.
Okay, Schnick, now.
Trying, the zombies are in the way.
Hey, it's down.
Finally.
Oh, geez, don't tell me we got another one.
Yep, had this out for longer.
Okay, you got rocket ammo?
Yeah. That is stupid. God.
Okay, I'm getting it. Ah, shit. Damn it.
If we have to go all the way back to the first one, I am not.
No, we don't, but we have to wait for the other one to be dropped off.
I'm giving up my dual wielding just so I can fucking shoot the damn thing more. Oh yeah, friggin' Damon Wayans' son, Damon Wayans Jr. has actually done a lot of acting. Why is this thing not fucking...
I don't think this one is the one where we need to
That's not the one where we need to frickin'...
shoot out of first. No, I think we can blow it up.
Good.
What the hell is
Now I can't aim at it.
Oh, come on!
Another one. God damn.
Granted, this is like the main mission of the campaign, but still, this is so fucking stupid.
Alright.
They pad this to Kingdom Come. God, I miss the days when Call of Duty missions felt carefully curated. Like Call of Duty missions used to feel like a carefully curated ride. Like they were a ride.
Yeah.
They were a fun ride.
By chance, have you ever played the original Call of Duty games?
God, no. And I have no plans to, because I've seen reviews of them. People have talked about them. Like, yes, they're classics, but they so do not age well.
Well, the first one, I guess you could say, doesn't age well because it has a health bar.
Well, it's not so much the health bar, it's just the overall design is integrated.
Yeah. I like the originals a little bit.
Call of Duty 2, I like.
Well, yeah, because they have regenerating health there. 3, I could see people not liking because it has the gimmicky mini-games, which I don't like.
What were the mini-games?
Like, it was the first game in the series where you could throw back grenades, but there was like a little mini-game attached to it, whereas starting with Call of Duty 4, frickin', they make it to where you just press a button to throw it back. No, in 3, it's like a button combination you have to put.
Oh, sweet Jesus, we're done.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oh, I actually like how it has the gun I was holding in the cutscene.
Ay. Ay, 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 ay.
I also can't wait to show up to watch. I mean, I'll be seeing Saran this Thursday, and probably once a month again.
Yeah. I'm actually not going to the movie theater this weekend because even though Superman comes out, I gotta wait for you. You know, speaking of which, oh, Jado hasn't put up his review yet. I just looked at his page and I see June 30th in Search of the Titanic. Oh, he also made his own list of movies he saw in theaters being ranked. Wow. He still has Paddington in Peru as number 1. And freaking, he has 5 movies beneath Wolfman, and they're all movies I didn't go see. Yeah, so he has Paddington as number 1. I think I have 2 movies above Paddington. They are Companion and 28 Years Later. Also, Drop is in very serious...
Oh god, this fucking plot twist.
What plot twist? I don't care about this story.
The doctor that's been narrating it has been dead allegedly, at least in this story, dead a long time. And that's
Oh, such a groundbreaking, revolutionary twist. Yeah, it's just like The Sixth Sense.
Yep, now we're done.
You're gonna cancel it, good.
Yep, I think then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 is by Yep, I'm getting tired too, so I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth and then
Yeah. I have another long day ahead tomorrow, so...
Well, Nick, you just keep doing better. It's 2 weeks of fun and adventure.
Okay.
But yeah,